Welcome back to Unless You Live Hardcore, everybody. I'm Kyle Forsyth, one of the co-hosts here with the other co-host.
Jake Ford, what's going on, dude?
Just chilling here over in Detroit, man. You're over there, what, chilling in Ann Arbor right now?
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
hanging out for the Tree Town Comedy Fest, dude.
how was that?
Doing
You did
stuff.
that all last night, right? You just got in last night?
Yeah, I flew in and then went straight to the Comedy Rumble, so it was tight. It was a good time. Everybody had fun. Andrew Joback ended up winning, so
Funny guy, yeah.
very funny guy. Yeah, he killed it.
Also one of
Um,
the hardest names to pronounce if you're reading it on paper. Uh,
yeah, it's very
yeah.
so there's like a Z in there
Yeah,
after
it's
the
Joe back, but it's
like
like D.
DBZ
It's
is
like
how it starts.
Yeah, it's like DBZIO or is it like I think it's like DZIOBAK or I say Jobuk. That's what I say. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's Polish, dude. Anytime I see something that has way too many vowels and not enough consonants, I'm like, that's a fucking absolutely Polish name, dude.
Yeah. Man, yeah, he's a funny guy though. Very dry and low energy. He's a funny dude.
Yeah,
I've
he killed it.
I've
The
had him.
finals. Who else was in the finals? It was Louis, D. Michael, and Elena Bamfield, and then who's the fourth finalist? I'm blanking on him right now.
I don't know. I wasn't there. You gotta tell me, dude.
I don't know. I can't remember. So
I
I drank a lot last
was
night,
gonna
so I
say,
don't
was it the
remember, dude.
beers?
Yeah, it was the 6 or 7 beers I had,
Oh,
definitely, dude.
6 or 7, dude. What
That went
kind?
hard, man.
Banquets? Course banquets?
No, they didn't have them at the bar.
Oh man.
I was drinking Coors Light because that's all the showcase had. And
Yeah.
then I think we went to Haymaker after, which is like a
hmm
bar right
Yeah.
by the showcase.
Familiar.
Yeah, I think I just had Miller Lite after that because they also didn't have Bud Light.
Mm,
Nobody had Bud Light.
yeah. These fucking people, man. They want, ever since Kid Rock, dude, all these bars.
I mean, I like a good High Life. I think that's what me and Drew ended up drinking was Miller High Lifes, but the champagne of beers.
Champagne of beers, dude. Yeah, I could do a high life once in a blue moon. It's not terrible. I don't really like beer for the most part, but a high life is light enough and smooth enough for me to do. It's not bitter, you know. I
Why
mean,
don't you like beer?
I don't know. It's mostly bitter, and I don't really love the flavor of it, if I'm being real with you,
It's an
most of
acquired
it.
taste, man.
Yeah, and I tried like when I was like in my earlier 20s, I tried a lot of different beers because, like, as you know, with comedy, you do a lot of brewery shows. Like,
Yeah,
especially in Michigan, we have hella breweries here, dude. So many of them.
too
And so,
many.
like, and even when you're not at a brewery, every bar in Michigan, most bars in Michigan carry a shit ton of variety of beer, like, because there's so many breweries, you know? Even the dive bars tend to. So like when I got drink tickets, I was constantly trying different beers, trying to find out if like there was a type of beer that I really liked. And the
And
closest thing I
then
could
all that
find,
research, it just turned out you're just a pussy. That's crazy, dude.
I
No, I'm kidding.
I think for me it was like if any beer I liked, it would be like a stout or something, like a sweeter stout sometimes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't big on like Guinness, but like there's a stout here in the area called Left Hand.
Yeah.
Or right hand, left hand, I think.
I'm
Yeah,
not
Left
really a
Hand
big Guinness
Brewery.
fan either, to be honest with you, dude.
There's like a Left Hand Brewery one, which had like a nitro milk stout, and that one was pretty good. I liked that one.
Okay.
But there
You're like a
wasn't a whole
whiskey
lot.
drinker though, so
Yeah.
that's hard. That's way harder to drink than beer.
I like
It's weird that
whiskey.
you're like, I can drink whiskey, but beer is disgusting.
I don't usually drink whiskey straight up if I'm being real with you. I mean, like I like whiskey, but I usually will mix it with something. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
Like
typically
what?
do
Cum?
whiskey straight up. Nah, I will usually do a whiskey and Coke.
Okay.
That's if it's like
I
a
like a
quick
nice
go-to.
whiskey and cum. You don't like a nice whiskey and cum?
Yeah, dude, whiskey and cum is the best, dude.
It stirs not good. It doesn't, it's like oil and water. It doesn't mix well, dude.
it's like
You
oat
kind of just
milk
get like
creamer and
yeah,
coffee.
exactly. It always just kind of like seeps up to the top and you have two different layers.
You ever use that?
Kind of looks like a parfait.
Yeah. You ever use oat milk creamer in coffee and just pour it? It
Yeah.
just goes sinks to the bottom. Yeah,
Yeah. You have to if you use oat milk anything in coffee or like soy, you have to constantly shake that bitch, dude.
that's literally why I keep stirring this. We have oat milk creamer in my fridge right now, and like that's the only
Why don't
creamer
you
we
drink
have.
some dairy like a fucking man, dude?
I usually do drink dairy. We went to the store recently and they didn't have like
Okay.
they had like two flavors of like regular dairy creamer. We're not like strictly oat milk or anything. We have fucking whole milk in the
I
fridge,
was
but
gonna
it's
say
like
I
with
just do whole milk in my coffee, dude.
I
That's the
don't. I
best. I
like
love
flavored
whole milk in my coffee,
creamer.
dude. It's so creamy.
I like flavored creamer if I'm being real with you. But I have oat
That's
milk
trash, dude.
creamer right
That's
now.
so that's like the number one way to ruin coffee.
I
Just being like,
disagree.
I got some peppermint mocha creamer in the fridge, and you're like, ugh, dude, you're just destroying all that all those beans that had to get picked that people had to suffer over.
Yeah, dude, we
You're like,
literally
I'm gonna make a caramel macchiato.
I use Motor City Comedy Festival X Rootless Coffee. Like I'm a I'm a fucking brand loyal down to the T. I
Yeah.
use the coffee that we get made for the comedy festival. We do a collaboration with the local coffee roaster, Rootless Coffee, and they make all these bags of coffee for us.
You haven't run through that yet?
Uh I got a few bags and we have more stock if I need any, if I'm being real. But our other co-founder, Lauren Uholic, has more of them at her house still
Yeah, okay.
in a box. And
Nice.
yeah, I don't know. So I could get more at any time, really, and still like be good. Yeah, I don't know. And I just use it to make cold brew. So I make cold brew.
Yeah, cold brew's the best, dude. That's how I
That's what
do
I
it.
do. I got a little fucking
I
cold
don't
brew
really
maker.
like hot coffee, to be honest with you, dude. I almost never
Neither do
drink hot
I.
coffee, dude.
Unless it's like really cold out and I just got in the car and the car's still cold when I'm getting my coffee. That's
Yeah.
like the only time really. And then
Yeah, if
once the
it's like
car warms
super
up,
cold, it's cold outside, then it's
yeah.
like nice. And I
Well,
still, if
dude,
I get a hot coffee, I just do black coffee, dude.
I don't. I do lattes or iced lattes. I usually do
Mm.
iced lattes is my go-to, like an iced latte with flavor. I love a seasonal or a limited time flavor. I love trying those. I'm a sucker for those.
I got an iced latte at the fucking Dunkin' at the airport yesterday. It was a French vanilla iced latte, and it was not very good, to be honest with you.
Do you know what French vanilla is technically?
No.
It is three parts vanilla, one part hazelnut.
Okay.
That's all it is. And that's French vanilla. But
Didn't
it's
know
like
that.
that's the difference between vanilla and French vanilla. It's just a little bit of hazelnut flavor in there. Yeah.
Wow. You learn something new every day.
Isn't that weird?
Fascinating, dude.
Yeah, your barista buddy here's got your back. Don't worry.
Any other French shit you want to tell me about, dude?
No, it's not even like French. It's not the I don't know shit about French. I just know shit about coffee because I
You know
was
what
a
the French
barista for
are
years.
you know what the French are amazing at is making horror movies. You ever watch like French horror movies?
No.
They're so fucked, dude. They're the scariest, most sadistic movies I've ever seen. I'm like, I hate it. I hate the French, dude.
You're about to be like when
I
you said
hate
you
the
know what the
French for
French are
making me
good
feel
at.
this way. What was I gonna say?
I
What?
was well when you said that I was about to be like, I don't know, sending statues of women to other countries, I guess. I don't know. They
Okay.
seemed pretty good at that. They nailed it once. I mean,
That's a good thing though. You don't like
yeah.
Lady Liberty, dude?
No, I got no issue with it. That was just my
I
first
think you do,
guess.
you fucking commie.
I've been there before. I've gone to it. I've gone to Little
I've
Island.
never been, honestly.
Yeah, I think most New Yorkers don't really go. Most people who tour there on vacations go there. Like I went on a vacation when I was a teenager there with my
Yeah, it's a tourist
parents.
thing, dude. My
Yeah,
grandpa, every time I talk to him, he's like, "Have you gone and seen X, Y, and Z in New York?" I'm like, "No, I live there. I'm not, I don't, I mean, I'm gonna eventually like go to the museums and check those out, but
your grandpa just keeps asking every time he sees you. He's like, "You check out the 9/11 memorial yet?" That's
yeah."
all he asks about every time.
Did you memorize the name of every fallen victim, Jake? Like, no, not yet. The
Oh
only one
man.
I got so far by name is Pete Davidson's dad.
Dude, you should go to the 9/11 memorial and just take a picture, like like a selfie, like
No,
and then
no.
like send it to your grandpa. Just be
Are
like,
you
check out the
insane? I would get
9/11
the
memorial,
shit beat
grandpa.
out of me in the city for doing that. Dude, like, yeah, you can make jokes about 9/11 in New York, but like, don't actually.
Oh, I
do
don't
some
mean post
disrespectful
it.
shit.
I think you should just take a
I'm
picture like
not
that and
saying
send it to
post it.
your
I'm saying
grandpa.
if I posed for that photo in front of the 9/11 memorial in New York City, if I even posed in front of that photo, some dude from the Bronx is gonna beat me into a bloody pulp, dude. I'm telling you right now, that's not gonna go down the way you think it is. I won't even I'm not even gonna have the opportunity to send it to my grandfather. Both my hands and all my fingers are gonna be crushed and broken.
All right. Well, and also just for anybody on the audio medium, the look that I made was tongue sticking out, making the hang loose with my fingers there on
Yeah.
my hand. It was hang
Not
loose on the hand, tongue sticking out. And Jake said he can't do that at the 9/11
I wouldn't
memorial.
do that. That's
Yeah.
so fucking wrong. That's like you see ever see like the picture of the girls doing like duck lips at like the Anne Frank house? Or
Yeah.
it was Auschwitz. That's what it was. She's like on the tracks of Auschwitz and she's like doing duck lips and a peace sign, and everybody was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you, dude?"
She's like, it's just so sad, and I'm glad there's peace here now. That's it.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
No,
Weird.
yeah.
Weird.
I
But
don't
yeah, the
know.
festival's been cool, dude. Yeah. Festival's been pretty tight, dude.
And then
Rumble was a
what's the
lot of
plans today? You
fun.
got Demetrius Fields headlining tonight, Blind Pig.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to that because I'll be at Don't Tell, but
Uh,
I
are
might
you
try
doing
to.
Don't Tell?
No, I'm just filming shows for the festival.
Okay.
I'm not doing any shows.
I didn't think so. Well, you said you're going to be at Don't Tell. That's why I figured I'd ask. I was like, maybe you're on the lineup, and I don't know. I
That's
don't know
part of
who's
the
on that
festival,
lineup.
man.
Yeah. Do you know who's on that lineup? Because once this is released, it'll
I'm
already be
not.
passed.
I mean, yeah, it's just festival comics. It's not. They didn't like bring anybody in like who's like a headliner who's not on the fest.
No
You know
special
who
appearances.
I didn't know that the Aaron guy from Key and Peele is a Michigan comic now.
Is he?
Yeah. He was on the Comedy Rumble last night, and I was like, is that the fucking Key and Peele guy? He lives
Really?
in Michigan, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Zach something.
I wouldn't even know what he looked like if I saw him.
Um, like curly, like strawberry blonde hair, like reddish. He's got a
Zach
beard
something?
now. Zach something, I don't know. But he's the guy from the print substitute teacher sketch from Key and Peele. Aaron. It's like, oh, it's Aaron. You remember that?
I remember it. Yeah, absolutely. I just don't know who you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
I mean, that's a and he lives in Michigan?
Apparently, that's what Brett was telling me. I
Huh.
think he like just moved back recently from LA because he's from
Zach
Michigan.
Zach Wycuff?
I guess. I don't know his last
Is
name.
that his the guy? I mean, that's the only Zach that I know of, I guess, that was on the show, I think. I don't know. That's so weird. Um,
Zach Perlman.
Zach Perlman?
That's his name. I believe he was also on Mulaney's show that got canceled very quickly. I
Yeah. Is it
think so.
PERL? Or
Yeah, no, that's the guy. Yeah, he was on the fucking Comedy Rumble last night.
dog, I can't even find him
Zach Perlman?
on Instagram. Yeah, I mean, but
I
this
just
is
you do a
terrible for
Google search, dude.
podcasting.
Yeah, let's wrap this up. Do a Google search so you know what he looks like.
Zach Perlman. I
He might
don't
not
know.
even be on Instagram.
Yeah, maybe not. I don't know, dude. This is so weird. Why?
Anyways, yeah, he was
Yeah,
there. That
dude.
was cool.
Aaron.
Good. Everybody crushed on the fucking show last night. I would not have wanted to judge it personally. It
Yeah.
seemed very close. There was plenty
Stacked
of people
lineup.
that there was plenty, yeah, I mean, there was plenty of people that didn't make the finals also that I'm like, they probably could have made the finals, but it was so close.
Oh, I see who you're talking about. I see him on the Comedy Rumble poster. They literally used the Aaron photo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, on the Comedy Rumble page. Yeah,
That's
I want
dope.
to figure out how to spell his name. I'm like scrolling through the Comedy Rumble thing now because I'm sure I could find him on here. Zach Perlman. Okay. I was spelling it wrong. I was spelling it like Ron Perlman.
Hmm.
I wonder if that's why he was casted it is because he's a Michigan guy. Like, and so maybe Keegan Michael Key knew that?
I mean, yeah, he probably was like an improv guy back in the day here. So
It
he's
wouldn't
probably
surprise me.
knows like Tim Robinson and all those guys. Probably knows Keegan Michael Key.
Zach Perlman. Official Zach Perlman Instagram operated by Zach's friend. Zach
All
Perlman
right,
will never see this
are you
account.
done looking it up, dude?
Yes.
Let's
I
move
just want to
on.
find this. It's so
You
weird. We don't
said
usually get
3 minutes
somebody.
ago you're like, this is
Yeah,
bad podcasting, and
it
you're like,
is.
hang
Yeah,
on though,
it is. This is on
let
me.
me
I'm
learn
saying.
everything about his life real quick, dude. Let me read his full Wikipedia out loud on the podcast.
I don't know. It's just weird when like somebody like that appears in Michigan. It starts is like a Michigan comic. It has like these TV credits and shit. And like I'm like I had no fucking clue. I didn't know. Yeah, interesting. I
Yeah,
wonder where he's based at now.
I think Ann Arbor.
Yeah.
I think
All
that's what
right.
Brett was telling me. He's like, yeah, he's just lives in Ann Arbor, which is cool.
Huh. Yeah.
But yeah, are
Cool.
you planning on hanging out at the festival at all?
Nah, I was invited to, but I don't really have time to.
It's an after party on Friday
Yeah.
at Eric's house.
I don't know.
You and
Maybe
Ashley
I
should pop
wasn't.
out, dude.
I mean, I doubt she will, but maybe. I don't know. Um, yeah, I mean, we got shows tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday, that interfere with all of the schedule of Tree Town Comedy Fest. So like we
Yeah.
have shows at the club.
I
Um,
mean, I get it. Just come out to the after party.
yeah,
Come hang.
maybe if I can. We'll
Don't
see.
be whack, dude. Come fucking hang.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like an hour drive. That's the only thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's far.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
about an hour. So that's why I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I don't usually go out there unless I'm doing shows or something at this point.
Okay. I mean,
It's
fair
like
enough,
it's like
dude.
also like I don't know. I considered it. I told Eric like Eric asked me like last week if I wanted to come out to the festival. I was like, if you would have given me a little more notice, I could have arranged it, and like had it set up a little better for me. But I was like, with that sort of notice, I can't really swing it. I mean, like I probably could, but I shouldn't.
All right. No worries, dude. Don't even sweat it.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll come to an after party or something, but I wasn't invited to the after party. I was just invited to the shows as industry.
I'm sure you
Um,
could come to the after party and nobody's gonna kick you out, man. I'm sure if you showed up, people are gonna be like, "You're not involved with this comedy festival. Get out of here, Kyle."
yeah.
And then
Which,
we
funny
beat the
enough,
shit out of
like in
you.
a weird way, I kind of am, but I'm not. I mean, when they started, I was sort of an advisor for them.
Yeah.
I was like a silent advisor. Andrew Yang asked me a lot of questions, and I helped guide them with some shit early on last year. So yeah, I get a lot of people who, when they're trying to start festivals, they come to me to ask questions at this point because we've been running the longest festival in Michigan, sort of as of now.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, Motor City Comedy Fest is the longest run besides Laugh Fest. But Laugh Fest, it's like, what do you contact the Yoders or Funny Business? Theirs is ran way different.
Yeah, it's submission.
Yeah, and so people like I get comics who come to me like with Traverse City. They ask me some questions with like Tree
Well,
Town.
I feel like Gilda's isn't ran that different because it's also a non-profit for charity.
Yeah, it's ran different because it's ran by like an agency though.
Oh,
That's
okay.
the difference. It's like it's ran by Funny Business Agency, you
Yeah.
know? Um, so that's what makes it a little different. Uh, is just because it's like an agency running it and they're not as willing to share trade secrets and stuff, you know? They aren't as willing to talk or as easily contactable about stuff like that. Also, they're running it on a much larger scale too. Um, but yeah, I think that's kind of what it boils down to is I'm more reachable,
I just
you
remember
know?
last time I did Laugh Fest, me and Ella Horbidale drove up there to do Dirty Show, and it's literally one show, and they put us up both of us up in like a $200 like nice 5-star hotel, and we were both like, "Aren't you guys like raising money for cancer? Like, why are you why are you putting us in this hotel? I mean, I wasn't complaining, but I was just confused at the allocation of funds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I
Um,
could drive back tonight. It's not far. Like, I don't really care. But
but they make a lot of money on that festival. They run it for like a couple weeks or something,
yeah,
you know, like
true, true. It's just
and
funny because I'm like, I would rather just have you give the $200 to the charity.
yeah, I have my issues with that festival, but it's like I think it's I think my issues are is like I don't it's they run their festival their way, we run ours our way. You know, it is what it is. I think the weird part about Laugh Fest to me is that they have like these beginner or first timer showcases and stuff where it's like I think the bar for entry is much lower than it is at a lot of festivals because they purposely put these showcases in place for like first time people who want to try comedy for the first time. It's like that's weird to do at a comedy festival for me is to have like comedy shows for first timers and then also like they have a I just feel like the bar for entry is lower in a way. Like
Yeah, it
I
definitely is.
remember being like maybe two and a half or like maybe 3 years into stand up, 2 or 3 years in, getting into Laugh Fest and going there and doing what was called a pro showcase and feeling like I was murdering compared to everybody else on there. And I was like, what is going on? These people traveled to get here. I
Yeah.
was like, and I just came from the other side of the state. They're from out of state. I was like, and these people are like, why do they seem bad compared to me? And I was like 3 years in, and like that still doesn't really make sense. I think like, and I've heard this from a lot of people. It just feels like the bar for entry is lower because
It
they accept more
definitely is.
comedians.
It definitely is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
and
not hard to
like
get into Laugh Fest.
yeah. So I don't know. I think they do have some really great shows though. Like if you want to do a festival and want like if you were trying to get like a video or something, Laugh Fest is a great place to get one for a lot of comics, especially if you're earlier on. They get
Yeah.
good crowds for their showcases usually and stuff. Like they have solid shows. You get to perform in Dr. Grin's comedy club sometimes, like if you get placed in the right venue. Maybe the Scheme is also another really great venue. So yeah, they have some really cool venues and they get good crowds there and everything. Uh yeah, I just
I
it's
remember
feels like an odd festival.
I got such a brutal heckle at fucking a show that Michael Bustler was running at Pyramid Scheme one time.
Yeah.
I was like ending my set and I was like had not been doing great and I was like, "Well, you guys have been mediocre." And then this girl in the crowd goes, "You too." And I was like, "Oh.
Oh,
Oh. Oh, dude." I
oh
was like, I can't come back from that. It's over. I'm done.
no, your set was over
It's
anyways.
over. I was
Yeah.
walking off stage and I was like, God damn.
Yeah,
Dude,
she got the
props to
last
her. That
word
was
in.
good. That was good.
Yeah.
That
She
was
got the
really
last
good.
word in on that one, dude, for
Yeah,
sure.
that's fine, dude.
That's
We
tough.
all have tough sets. It's good.
Yeah, but that's rough when
I
like
don't really get heckled very often either. So that one was like, that one cut deep.
yeah. And man, it's that's tough. Like leaving the crowd be like, you guys are
Yeah.
mediocre. And then somebody just be like, you were too.
Yeah, brutal. Yeah.
Yeah,
This is good though.
yeah, just
Hats off to her.
likewise, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same,
Yeah.
pal.
That's fucking funny. That's
Very
tough,
funny.
man.
Very funny.
I can't imagine. I mean I can, but uh,
Happens. I remember one time I was doing a set. It was a fucking. You remember Mark Bonto?
oh yeah. He's still
Well, I was
around.
doing. I know. Yeah, I was doing like one of his shows,
The funny
and
spot.
I think so.
That's what they're all called. Mark
It was
Bonto's
in
the funny
like I don't know. It
spot.
was in like Clio, Michigan. It was like really in like a shitty area,
Hmm.
and yeah, I just remember like being on stage and bombing, and like his audience is like so old, like they just
Yeah.
hated me. And I remember hearing like this 85-year-old woman like directly to my left, just being like, "This is terrible," like in like a sweet old lady voice. It was very funny.
Yeah, that's tough when you could hear people talking during your set. Dude, we had a that reminds me this past this past Tuesday we had a comedian at the open mic and older dude dressed like a pimp, man. Like he
Yeah.
like had like a big fur coat, a cane, like he had like gator shoes on, like looked up and like so like I was like, all right, I'm gonna play this dude up with drop it like it's hot. Like with and then so it came up with like Like, like I play him up with that. He walks up with the most swagger, dude. Like, walking up with like a pimp walk and everything. He's leaning into it all. Okay.
Yeah.
He walks up there with just the utmost confidence and he's doing his 5 minutes and he's getting nothing. It's silent. Like, it's just silent in the room. So quiet that I'm sitting in the sound booth all the way in the back of the room and I can hear his footsteps as he walks across the stage, like as he's
That
pacing the
sucks, dude.
stage. Yeah, like he tells a joke and then walks along the stage, and I could just hear his footsteps. Like,
Yeah, dude.
yeah, that's tough. Like, there's
There's
a
a
room of like probably 70 people in there, and I can hear his footsteps in the back of the room, and like he's
there's
on
a
stage.
there's a room in New York City that's really funny because it's called the Comedy Shop and it's like a small room. It's like it probably can seat like 50 people maybe. Um, but it's hilarious because like you're really eating shit in there because you'll just hear like the HVAC system kick on. Like
Yeah.
it just like I've heard so many people just in the middle of setting up a joke while they're bombing just and it just all the heat just kicks on. Yeah, you just hear boiler
Yeah.
noises and you're like,
Yeah.
that's not a good sign.
No, yeah. For sure, man. That's always rough when you hear like room noises when you're doing your set or something and you can hear other things going on in the room because you're so like aware of it as a comic. Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
That's
It's
tough.
not
It's
fun.
it's bad when like you're doing okay and you're not like doing bad, but then like you have like you do a bit and then you or like you're in between a bit and then you hear some table talk and somebody's like, I didn't really like that one or so like like you just
Yeah.
hear somebody quietly talking about your set and you're like, fuck, I gotta like pretend like I didn't hear that because if I address it right now, the rest of the room's gonna be on board with what they just said. Like,
You know, it's
it's
really funny.
like
I had that like I did that weekend at Ridley's where I was hosting, and it's famously difficult to host there for whatever reason. Like it just seems like nobody kills at their hosting spots there.
everybody's
Um,
filing in still, kinda. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. They really don't want to see you. And I was like, I was having a pretty rough weekend. I think I only had like two good sets the entire weekend. And I remember on Friday after the early show, I was like in the bathroom and I'm like in a stall taking a shit. And I just hear like a dude in the bathroom being like, man, that first guy fucking sucked. I was like, damn, dude. Like I'm just in here.
You just walk out of the stall.
No, I let him leave
Yeah,
first. I didn't want to make it awkward,
that's
dude.
probably the right move. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to have to beat his ass in the bathroom of the
Yeah.
comedy castle, dude. I didn't want to have to fuck that guy up.
You walk out of the stall and he's like, I meant the other first guy.
It would have been
Yeah.
hilarious if I would have walked out. It
He's
would have
like,
been
I was
very
talking about
funny.
like another show I saw last week, actually.
Yeah.
He like tries backpedaling. No, that's fucking funny, man. Oh, yeah. I mean I hosted this past weekend at House of Comedy. It was sick as fuck, honestly, man. It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I just
I
like that. I mean, House Comedy is my favorite club in the state.
All right, well, me too, but I'm
I'm just
biased.
saying, that's
Yeah.
like that's where I have the most fun in terms of club performances here.
I yeah, I mean, I'm biased. But
I'm
I hope
not. I
run the
work the club
place.
twice a
Yeah.
year, maybe. So
Yeah, I love the room. Yeah, it's great. I love Ridley's too, though. I think Ridley's is a great room too. But yeah, it is tough to MC. I mean, I'm featuring at Ridley's for a one nighter in May, which is going to be my first time back there since starting at the House of Comedy. So I'm pretty
nice.
excited to go back to Ridley's. I haven't been there in a while, and I fucking love that club. It's a great spot. I mean,
That you're featuring?
yeah. Um,
Nice.
I'm featuring for a dude named Eagle Wit.
I know Eagle Wit.
Yeah.
I don't
Um,
know him personally, but he's a funny comic.
yeah. So I'm featuring for him.
Nice, dude.
Yeah. I emceed this past weekend at House of Comedy though, man, and William Montgomery was the headliner from Kiltony. He brought Casey Rocket to feature for him,
Yeah.
and Casey just does 15 as the feature, I guess.
Okay.
And so I was doing 15s as well, just to compensate for the time.
Yeah.
And dude, I had my best sets I've ever had at the Detroit House of Comedy.
Hell yeah,
Like,
dude.
I was in an MC spot. which is like even crazier to me. Like I fucking murdered this past weekend, dude. Like it
Good.
was crazy. I literally so Drew Campbell, Cameron Stahl, and Nick O'Keefe, who are like all three dudes who work at the club. Nick's not a comic, but Drew and Cameron's not a comic anymore either. He actually quit doing comedy. So like, but they all came up to me separately, independent of each other. So like Cameron was the first one to or Drew was the first one to say it to me. So Drew comes up to me like after my set. I was like walking over towards the door, and he's like, "Dude, that's the best I've ever seen you do here before." He's like, "You've had a lot of good sets here." He's like, "But that is the best set I've ever seen you have on like the Friday early show." And
Hmm.
then I was like walking over to the sound booth to get like to say something to Cameron, and then or no, at the end of the show, Cameron walks up to me and he's like, "Dude," he's like, "that was the best set you've ever had here." He's like, "You killed." Like he's like after like we're like cleaning the room, and then Drew overheard it, and Drew's like, "I told him the same shit, dude." He's like, "It is." And then like the next day, Nick came up to me when I was like, because Ashley was at the club, and I was like talking
Yeah.
to Ashley, and then Ashley was like, "You did really great tonight." And then Nick's like, "You should have seen him last night. He did the best I've ever seen him do." He's like, "He crushed tonight too." He's like, "But like, so they all independently, like three of the door guys were like, "No, you fucking murdered last night," and like it felt that way on all the videos. So I think I got some clips from those shows that I'm gonna be putting out of some of my material. I mean that, uh, like I fucking felt so good about those shows, man. And then like Ash, I was like talking to people. I was like, "Yeah, man, this is like my audience." And Ashley's like, "Yeah, it's definitely your audience." I was like, "Yeah, straight white dudes." I was like, "That's my audience." I was like, I was performing to a bunch of straight white dudes. I was like, "That's
Yeah.
who my demographic is." I was like, my material's mostly written for them. I was like, not intentionally. It's just I'm writing from the perspective of a straight white guy, you know? And it's like, so they naturally are going to identify with my material, you know? Um, but yeah, and also it's like I sort of know the audience, a Kill Tony audience, so I pulled out some of my edgier stuff on some of the shows, you know? Yeah. I got a couple edgier jokes. I don't consider myself an edgy comic, but like I have a few jokes that are darker in tone and don't work with a lot of audiences, or not a lot, but don't work with some audiences, you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I feel like that's every comic, dude.
nah, not every comic. There's some comics who are just, they had their jokes are exactly what they're going to be. They don't have darker or edgier jokes. Their material is all very palatable. I just have some, I think a lot
I
of
just
us,
meant they
though,
have
you know,
material that's not going to work in front of every crowd.
yeah, I mean, some comics are very universal, though, you know, which is interesting. That's a hard thing to be, but some comics are very universal. Um, but this has been a lot of comedy talk at this point, man. I don't know. We should get into some music talk, maybe.
Should we?
I think so, dude.
All
I don't
right.
know.
What's going on?
It's a lot of comedy talk here, I feel like.
Yeah, I'm at a comedy festival.
Yeah. Yep. Um, but yeah, fun ass weekend, dude. This past week, Slaughter to Prevail and Knocked Loose released new songs, both heavy as shit.
Hell
Um,
yeah. Yeah, the
yeah,
new Knocked Loose shit is amazing.
yeah. They
Very
played it
heavy.
live. We almost talked about it last week on the pod because there's a video that came out of them playing the new song live before they released the new song. And it sounded good, but it was like kind of, you know, cell phone quality. So I think we
Yeah,
just
it
avoided
it
it.
it didn't sound good.
Well, like the song
Is the
itself,
qual the
yeah,
Yeah,
the
the
song
quality of the
sounded
video is
good.
bad.
Yeah.
You
So we
couldn't
just
really even tell what was going on in the song and the video, to be honest with you. It
yeah.
was
So
that bad.
that's why we ended up not talking about it last week like we were going to. We considered it, but we decided not to. And I'm glad we held off until we have like the final version of the song because the final version is fucking sick, man. There's like a couple breakdowns in here. There's two breakdowns in like the last minute that are just incredible. I'm gonna play a little bit of it. Um, So that one's fucking brutal. That's number one of two in the final part of the song. And I'm gonna play the other like sort of secondary breakdown here. which is it's like they got two heavy fucking breakdowns in there. The song itself is solid all the way through. It's got metalcore vibes. It's got hardcore, fast pace, sort of like screaming parts.
Yeah.
Um, it's
That
got
fucking snare, dude.
oh yeah, the Saint Anger style snare.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
snare's amazing.
they tighten that snare the fuck up. Yeah, like that's a tight snare. You can hear it in like the ding ding almost like.
Yeah, it's got a nice high pitch to it.
Yeah, you can hear it in the beginning really well. You can hear like almost the echo of it too.
Yeah, especially on that
Ding
part where he's hitting the
ding.
snare like a bunch right there.
Yeah, it's sick as hell. There's also like some cool little like dweedle dweeb little guitar riffs in the middle there as well, like in the middle of the song. That we both noticed when we were like listening to it earlier. It's got one of the guitarists is going up and doing chug riffs, and then the other one's doing some dweedle dwees on the guitar. That's my best way to say it is dweedle
Dweedle
dwees.
Dweez.
Dweedle dwees. Some
I
dweedle
thought that was the
dwees.
fat twins from Alice in Wonderland. Dweedle Dwee and Dweedle Dum.
I call it dweedle dwees just because that's what all the fucking Dance Gavin Dance fans end up calling it.
You're a fucking Dweedle Dees.
These fucking dweedle dwees, dude. What are we gonna do with them? Saw this dude at the store the other day in the parking lot acting like a dweedle dwee.
Yeah.
Didn't know how to drive, man. I don't. That's a great fucking thing to call people now. Just if I see somebody who's driving poorly, I'm gonna be like, "Look at this fucking dweedle dwee over here. Doesn't know how to drive, man. The fuck is wrong with them?"
Yeah.
It sounds incredibly offensive and not offensive at all simultaneously
Yeah, let me
somehow.
know. Let me know how your wife reacts when you say it the first time. She goes, "What the fuck did you just say?
It's fucking dweedle dwee, dude.
Why are you hurling slurs out the window, Kyle?"
It does sound like one, even though it's not. It definitely sounds like one.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, that's fucking funny. Dude, yeah. It's the song's called Blinding Faith. It's the first song released off their new album. They released the cover for it. They released the track listing for it. It's on Apple Music. So the whole album is 10 songs, 27 minutes. Album's not coming out till May, but it's only a 27-minute album with 10 songs when it does come out.
There's probably like an interlude on there that's like a minute long.
Maybe,
Cut some
probably.
time. I mean,
Yeah.
their songs aren't necessarily that long a lot of the times.
No, this one's only 2 minutes and 51 seconds,
Yeah.
which I'm here for. I mean, their biggest song is like a minute and a half, which is Counting Worms.
Yeah, definitely, dude. I mean, I think hardcore and punk music should stay short. Doesn't it?
For sure. I completely agree. It's got a couple features on the album, though. The first one is on track 3, and it's featuring Poppy. You know
Okay.
Poppy?
I do know Poppy. Brett Hayden's a big fan of Poppy.
I know. He has a Poppy hoodie that I bought him for Christmas one year.
Wow. And now he doesn't even talk to you, dude. Crazy.
Still wears the hoodie though.
I
Fucks up
bet
with
he
that.
does. I bet he does, dude.
No, no, it's all good. But yeah, he has that Poppy hoodie that I got him for Christmas one year. And yeah, it's a nice, just fucking black hoodie with just like white sort of metal font, like the font that her name is written in, Poppy. And it's very
Yeah.
simple. It's a simple hoodie, and I was like, he'll get wear out of this. It's nothing too crazy looking. Um, so yeah, Poppy is featured on one, which I think that's a solid feature for a Knocked Loose album. Like it's within the genre, sort of still. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, so it's not like a
I
deviation
mean,
from the genre.
I don't really listen to Poppy's music, but her screaming vocals are sick.
Yeah.
She's
Um,
good.
yeah. And then the other feature on the album is going to be on track 7. The song's called Slaughterhouse 2, and it's featuring Chris Motionless from Motionless in White, which
That'll
is
be
called
tight.
it's called Slaughterhouse 2 because originally Brian Garris was featured on a Motionless in White song called Slaughterhouse.
Gotcha.
So
Okay,
it's the
that'll be sick.
follow up to Slaughterhouse, but originally Slaughterhouse was Motionless in White's song. So I think that's kind of cool that they're doing Slaughterhouse too, and this time it's Knocked Loose's song, you know?
Yeah.
Um
Yeah, that's
it
dope.
it says featuring Chris Motionless, but the artist listed is Knocked Loose and Motionless in White. So it'll show up on both of their Apple Musics, I guess,
That's how
you
you
know.
game the algorithm, baby.
Yeah, that's what you do now. That's what a lot of these bands do, dude. Like when the lead vocalist is featured on another band's album or something, they just list it as that band and the other band, even though it's just
Why
a
do you think I
vocalist.
collaborated with my old vocalist?
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
trying to get some streams, dude, and it worked.
Yeah, it's a pretty popular method, you know.
Hey, it definitely fucking works, man.
Yeah, what band did that not too long ago? There was a hardcore band that did that, and the whole album was filled with features from other vocalists, and it was just like,
I know what you're talking about. You don't need to look it up, but I know it, we've talked about it on the podcast, so
yeah, it's in my Apple Music here. Yeah, we definitely talked about it on the pod. It was goddamn. I now it's gonna like kill me that I don't know it off the top of my head. But
Kyle,
yeah,
you
we
can't
definitely
let your
talked about
OCD just flare up in the middle of us recording, dude.
it.
You'd
It
be like, "This is gonna
happens, dude.
drive me crazy until we're done."
Pain of Truth.
You
Pain
feel
of
better
Truth is
now?
the I do. I do feel
You feel a
better.
psychological weight lifted off of your brain?
I really do, man. But yeah, it was the band Pain of Truth. They released that album and they had a song with Madball that we talked about. Um, but yeah, they also had songs featuring Justice Trip, but it was listed as like uh it was listed as Pain of Truth and not Angel Dust as Pain of Truth. What the fuck is Justice
Trapped
Trip's
under
other band?
ice?
Trapped Under Ice. Yeah. I was like,
Okay.
why I was going Angel Dust, which is his other band, but it was listed as Pain of Truth and Trapped Under
You ever
Ice.
listen to Trapped under ice's shit?
I have. Yeah,
It's
we've
good.
listened to it on the pod a little bit too.
Good. I like Heatwave a lot, the last album that they did. You kind of
Yeah.
tell he was going in the direction of what he was eventually going to be doing with Angel Dust.
Dude, I'll be
Like Trapped Under Ice just kind of started getting like a little experimental.
yeah, I'll be honest. I'm kind of upset. Or not Trapped Under Ice. Angel Dust and Drain just announced a tour
I
together.
know, and they're not gonna be at the Brooklyn or Detroit date.
The Detroit date is Tied Down Fest. They're both going to be there at Tied Down Fest, but it's the festival that's $140 for the ticket. I would
Okay.
rather just go see that tour,
See,
you know?
I was gonna go to that show, and then I was like looking at the dates that Angel Dust were on, and they're not on the Brooklyn show. So I was like, not going.
Dude, maybe you come out here and we go to Tied Down Fest together.
I'm not coming out to Kai Down Fest, dude. I don't have the money to just be flying everywhere all year.
All right,
I had to get my
fine.
I had to get my day trader friend to get me a job just now, dude. So
Yeah. All right. Well, hey man, it was an option, but whatever.
you want to pay
Um,
for it?
no.
Well, there you go then.
Yeah.
So you want to
Um,
start shelling out dollars as my
I
sugar
don't even
daddy. You
really want
can't.
to pay for it for myself if I'm being honest.
Well, then don't
140
go.
is pretty steep. Yeah. I want to go, but it's like I don't want to pay 140 for a 2 day
Yeah, I'm
pass.
not paying for
I
that.
wish they had 1 day passes.
Yeah, I wish they had just an Angel Dust pass.
Yeah.
Can I just watch Angel Dust and then leave? No, there's other. I would love to see Drain live too. Drain is sick.
hmm The videos from Drain last year at Tide Down Fest were pretty sick. They're throwing like blow up inflatables into the crowd and everything and shit, and it looked pretty fun. Looked like a good
Yeah.
time.
I
Yeah.
found another Rubik's Cube. So let me show this to you real quick.
I Heart
It's
Jesus.
a Jesus Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah. It
Very cool.
was great for the audio medium.
If you want to see this Jesus Rubik's Cube, you guys need to go watch us on YouTube, guys. But yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yeah.
There's so much
Um,
shit in this house.
Same with this one, dude. My apartment is filled with shit.
Yeah, filled to the brim, dude.
Dude, I mean, you can see my background. It's literally just posters and masks and books and t-shirts and a Guitar Hero controller. Like, it's just so much shit,
It
dude.
is funny that you have a Guitar Hero controller just chilling.
It's actually a aftermarket Guitar Hero controller, so I can play Clone Hero on the PC. I don't play Guitar Hero actually. I play Clone Hero. And I play Clone Hero because you could add like whatever songs you want in there and play whatever songs you want to play. Like you could, and it's all free. So that's a
So
lot of
you're
fun.
ripping Clone Hero, dude?
Yeah, dude. I was last night. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
What were you
warmed up.
playing?
dude, I played some Corn. I played some Knocked Loose. I played some Polyphia. I mean, I got all different types of shit on there, dude. I got Belmont on there. Yeah, it's fun. You can find a lot of different fucking charts and stuff, you know? So it's a good old time, man. I got some System of a Down in there.
I'm gonna
You
hit you
know,
with a real boomer argument right now.
Limp Biscuit, dude.
I'm gonna hit you with a real boomer argument right now.
What's that?
Kyle, do you know how good at guitar you could be if you just spent all that time practicing a real instrument? You remember when people
Yeah,
would like kids' parents used to say that when you'd be over jamming Rock Band and they'd be like, "Look at you guys
you know
playing
what's
these fake
sad?
instruments.
I literally think about that every time I'm playing it too.
Go pick up a real instrument."
I don't have a real guitar anymore, dude. I
Oh,
mean,
you're
I
gonna get a
should.
bass.
I was going to, and I just haven't, man. I sold my keyboard to go get a bass, and I just never got one. I don't know. I was gonna do it, and then I'm like, I don't know if I even have time for it. Like, let's if
Oh,
it's being
stop. You
real.
can pick it up for 30 minutes a day. If you have time to play Clone Hero, you have time to play a real
But I
instrument too.
rarely play Clone Hero, even
So
if I'm being honest
rarely
with
play
you.
bass. I'm just
I guess.
doubling down on this boomer argument.
But I also feel like if I buy a bass, what's the end goal with it?
It does nothing. It's just
I
fun, nice to have hobbies.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I feel like I have to turn everything
Or
into like
or maybe you could play bass on one of my songs, and then as soon as you leave, I'll secretly retrack all of your parts.
yeah.
But you'll feel real good thinking you were on the record.
Okay. Or I just don't do that.
No, come on, dude.
Yeah.
You don't want to track bass, and while I every 4 bars, I stop you and go restart.
No,
You
I
don't want to
don't want to
track
do that.
bass with me, the ultimate perfectionist when it comes to clean takes.
Yeah, I'd just be like, nah, dude, I think this one's good.
Yeah. My bandmates used to call me one take Jake in the studio, and it was 100% ironic.
I'd be like, dude, I got a bass riff for you. You'd be like, dude, this is just freak on a leash, Kyle. What are you doing?
I don't think you'd be able to play that like just right away. I think there's a
No.
lot of technique
Yeah.
involved. I think I might struggle to play that
Yeah,
like
there
with
is
the
a lot
proper technique.
with most chord songs, there's a lot of technique in it, honestly, when it comes to bass.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
think that's also would be your problem is you just immediately like jump into being like, well, time to learn corn songs. It's
Yeah,
like
I literally
like
would.
you're
Yeah.
missing a full string. You bought a 4-string bass.
No, that's what I know is I would have to get a five string. I'm already aware of that. Yeah, because
Why
he plays a
why
five
not just
string.
like get a bass and like learn some classic bass lines that
I
are
don't want
like easy to play and fun to learn?
because I want to play
You don't
corn.
you don't want to know how to play Another One Bites the Dust?
No, man, I want to be fieldy. All right, that's what
Well, you're not
I
gonna
want.
be.
I want to be fieldy or nothing, Jake. Okay.
You don't have the finger dexterity or the voracious appetite for drugs.
Yes, that's true. I haven't done enough heroin to be fieldy. Yeah.
Exactly. And
Yeah, man.
you're definitely not going to turn your life around with Christianity. I don't see that happening for you.
Yeah. Dude, the I gave Ashley I have like the book from their guitarist like about his life, Head,
Yeah.
Brian Head Welch.
Yep.
And I have it from high school. And I was talking to her about it the other day, and then she's like, "It sounds interesting." And I was like, "I still got it if you want to read it." She's like, "Yeah, I'll read it." And so Ashley's gonna read the biography of Brian Head Welch from Korn, which I'm so proud of my wife for this, honestly, that she's so anti-Korn because I'm so like I love Korn so much that she's
Yeah.
become almost anti-Korn because of it.
I mean, I get it.
Like, yeah,
I
and
would
so
too.
um yeah, but the fact that she's going to be reading that biography, I am so thrilled with that. I love that book, honestly. I think it's a really interesting book.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, you really like that book? Name your favorite page, Kyle. Just get real dickish. Prove it. Prove that you love that book, dude.
I think it's just funny,
Who
man,
wrote
where
it?
it's like
Tell me who wrote it. No,
Brian
I'm
Head
kidding. I
Welsh.
know. Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. It's an
guy it's
autobiography.
about. I don't know the dude who
Prove it.
helped him write it. I'm sure there's a dude who helped him
Yeah,
write
they all
it, you
have
know?
ghostwriters, let's be
Yeah.
honest, man.
And some of them, I mean, some of them aren't even ghostwriters. I think he might have like
They just
credited.
structure the book, yeah.
Yeah, I think he credited the other author on the front, you know.
Yeah. Because realistically, it's probably just Fieldy like talking into a tape recorder and
It's
then
Head. All
Or
right, this is
okay,
Head.
whatever,
There's
dude.
Fieldy, Head, Monkey, Jonathan Davis. All right. And then I
All
forget
right.
the drummer's name. But I
Yeah,
love
but
how they just
he hits so
three of
fucking
them have
hard.
nicknames. It's
Yeah.
Brian. It's like
You ever see
Head,
that?
Monkey, and Fieldy.
Yeah. And then the drummer's just Dan.
And then Jonathan Davis, which is a very basic sounding name.
Yeah. Yeah, do you remember that clip of the drummer from Korn when he's like he fucked up his wrist and they had to have like somebody else play for him? He goes, "It's because I hit too fucking hard."
No, really?
Yeah, like I just hit too fucking hard.
Is that he says that in a video?
Yeah,
Corin David's wrist injury.
yeah.
Should we watch it?
No.
Okay.
Why would we just watch it after the pod?
Uh,
I
and
just think
the
it's just a funny clip of him being like, "Yeah, I just hit too fucking hard," and it's like, sure, dude,
Yeah, in the
you're
middle
so
of Corin's
metal.
performance in Fargo, North Dakota on 310, drummer David Silveria suffered a complete failure of the ability to use his wrist. While the exact cause of the ailment is undetermined, tests have been scheduled this week to try to figure out the problem in March 2000. Yeah. So it was like in the year 2000. But
Yep,
yeah, they have it on Corns Vivo. Um, yeah, I'll have to watch that. Interesting. I just hit too fucking hard, dude.
I just
I
hit too
mean,
fucking hard.
that's kind of their whole shit, dude. Same with their bass. Like, this is literally so much bass slapping.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
surprised that guy's hands aren't all fucked up from just punching a wooden instrument all day.
he's literally slapping. Like, they use bass slaps way more than most bands. Like, they do a lot of slapping.
Yeah.
I think that's part of what makes it like very difficult with their sound too. Is like there's a lot of fucking weird slapping going on and
It's
stuff.
not even really like a proper slapping technique if you watch him too. It's funny. It's more like a smack.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, like he like just kind of
It's
flicks his wrist at it. Yeah,
yeah,
like
it's like a lot of just like bah, just like hitting it,
yeah, bam. Yeah. It's like loose wrist, like limp wrist, just flicking it at the fucking like
which is
guitar
cool.
or
I
at the
mean, it's
bass.
still yeah, he's got a cool bass sound.
And then he holds it up like it's a cello for some reason. The way he holds it, you know what I'm talking
It makes
about?
it easier to slap around.
Yeah, he he holds it almost like a fucking cello, but it's like the like guitar strap hangs it down to his fucking knees for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick, dude. I think we should start a corn cover band, Jake.
I'm good. You're literally refusing to buy a bass anyways. He's like, I want to play Clone Hero.
Yeah, I don't know,
I don't want
man.
to play bass. I want to play this 5 button sequence that are colored that any dummy could play.
And I'm not even that great at that. I mean,
Yeah, can you beat Through the Fire and the Flames?
I don't know. I don't have it. I mean, I used to be able to when I was younger.
On expert, you could beat that?
Yeah,
No way.
I played a lot of Guitar Hero when I was younger. Yeah.
Yeah, I
I didn't
believe
have
that.
many friends, Jake.
Well, think about how good you could be at guitar right now.
I was also like, I once Rock Band came out, I got the Rock Band drum set and I had like extra cymbals and like a double bass pedal, like an aftermarket bass pedal. And so I was really fucking good at Rock Band drums, dude. And
Which
I
is
was like
hilarious
using the
because it's
cymbals and
so
shit.
not anything like playing real drums.
It's a lot like playing an electric drum kit. I mean, you can play an electric
The
drum kit.
placement of everything is so off, dude.
Yeah, but I had like the speed and the timing and I had like the dexterity. Like, I mean, I could play when I could get behind an electric drum kit. I used to be pretty decent behind it, but I'm not really anymore. I haven't. I think it's just because I stopped playing that shit for years, you know. And it's like same with like
Yeah,
guitar. I'm not very good at it anymore. Like I'm pretty trash when I pick one up. Like I still know the notes, and I don't have all the chords memorized anymore, but I still know the notes and could play some basic songs. You know, like I could still pick up the guitar and fucking like I could play easy songs. Like if I pick up a guitar right now, I could play you like Redbone by Childish Gambino. It's like that's a very simple song, you know? Like there's certain easy songs I could just easily I could pick up and still play, but by and large not really. Um so yeah. I don't know, man. Anywho, you want to talk about the other metal song that came out this week, dude? Slaughter to Prevail's new song
where are we
Conflict.
at in time?
I think we're coming up on an hour. I got 31 minutes, but I started late. So
Um,
we
yeah,
got a
dude.
little
You want
time,
to? You
dude.
want to? Okay, sure. We can
Yeah.
talk about the former Nazi band.
Okay. All right. The dude,
You're acting like I'm not. Like it's the reality. Sorry.
he was a child who was recruited into like a neo-Nazi gang as a child in Russia and then like got out of it as a teenager.
Are you applying if your friends all jumped off a bridge, would you do it too? Logic to
No,
this?
he's not a
That is what you're
neo-Nazi
doing.
though,
I know
dude.
he's not now. I said former.
When he lived in Russia and was like fucking forced into a
What,
fucking
like
gang,
5 years
dude.
ago?
No, not as an
When
adult,
did they
dude.
move from Russia?
I don't know. They moved out of, I mean, a few years ago, probably, but yeah, like he's not been associated with that
Yeah,
shit for
I know.
years.
I am poking fun. I
Yeah,
don't know why you feel the need to defend your boyfriend right now, dude.
because I brought up the band, so I feel the need to
Oh,
defend
okay.
it now.
I
Like the
fair
fact that I'm like,
enough.
let's talk about this band. You're like the neo Nazis. I got to be like, all right, okay,
Fair
this isn't
enough.
Kanye. Like,
I get your yeah, no, it's not.
yeah,
Kanye makes good music.
this dude had all right. So the Slaughtered
I'm
Prevail.
kidding, I'm kidding.
But yeah, he. I mean, he's literally come out and like explained the situation, like in like yeah, I mean the leads.
The
I think we've talked about this
situation.
with like Alex Terrible, the lead vocalist. I mean, like,
We've
well,
talked
because
about it.
yeah, people accused him of it, and he was like, he was a fucking child who didn't realize it was really like a neo-Nazi gang. He was just trying to be in a gang for his own safety because of the environment he was raised in. He was a product of his environment, joined a gang. It was a neo-Nazi gang, and then as he started growing up and maturing, he realized he didn't align with those beliefs anymore, and like he realized what it really stood for, and he wanted out, and he got out. I don't know, man. I think I like their music, not all of it, but a decent amount of it. I like this new song. It's fucking 2 minutes and 24 seconds, which is I think it's a sweet spot for this style of music, you know? I think some of Slaughter to Prevail songs drag out too long. Like their last song they put out, Viking, was like 4 minutes or something like that. And it feels like forever. Like it feels like so long. But this song is sick as hell. Here, I'm gonna just fucking fast forward to like 30 seconds in where like the first big breakdown sort of comes in. Cause that's where it's like really great for me. And then there's a great breakdown at the end too. I love the like the fucking squeals, dude. I
Yeah.
love the squeals in between the chug riffs.
Can't do that on a Guitar Hero guitar.
You cannot. You cannot,
No
man.
pinch harmonics.
And then the ending breakdown is sick as fuck too.
That's only you and me and fat fucking conflict.
Oh, dude, I love it. But literally just goes, it's only you and me and fat fucking conflict. It's so brutal, dude. I fucking love it. And that's where the song is. Also, the snare in that song is fucking tight too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
It's
very
got the
tight.
yeah. It's a it's a brutal song. Check it out if you like some deathcore with just brutal vocals and a couple sick
Yeah.
breakdowns. Literally 2 minutes and 24 seconds. It breezes by.
Yeah. And if you think if you think it's the high pitched snare that's ringing in your ears, you're wrong. It's communism, baby. Straight from Mother Russia, dude.
Yeah. Now in Florida, straight from Mother
Hell
Florida
yeah,
now,
dude.
dude. I love that they went
Florida
from
will be the
Russia to
last
Florida.
state ever in America to go communist, dude. They
I
would fight that to the death. Texas and Florida would never, dude.
I do love though that they went from Russia to Florida. They're like, we went from one lawless land to another, basically.
I mean, that's kind of
Yeah,
perfect for those
yeah,
guys. Seems
yeah,
like the right move for them.
for sure. I mean, I love like we talked about it a few episodes back. They're on the cover of a magazine. I forget which magazine, Kerrang or something. And the cover was like them standing in the
Holding an
backyard.
alligator.
Yeah, it was them in the
Yeah.
backyard of like a Florida home, and like he's got
If
an
you guys didn't
alligator on a
listen to that
leash.
episode, that photo was doing things for Kyle, dude. It was
Dude,
getting him
you
going,
gotta.
dude.
He had a
Like,
fucking.
look how fucking cool these guys are.
It's like it
Gotta
was
see, he's
sick as
got an
hell, dude.
alligator on a leash. That's
They have an
badass.
alligator with a fucking spiked collar on it, and then a metal chain link leash, where it's like that looks hard as fuck, dude. I
Yeah,
don't
I
care,
remember
man.
that podcast vividly because you had to get up and change your pants after you came in them.
Yeah, dude. I
After
couldn't
you
help
after
myself,
you
man.
busted right in your pants, dude.
Yeah, we had to take a break on that podcast,
Fat
dude.
fucking conflict, dude.
Yeah, nobody knows, but there was a cut in that podcast. We had to cut together where I had to hop out and go change my underwear,
Kyle had
man.
to go rub one out, dude.
Yeah, no, I didn't even have to rub one out. It just happened.
Tantric. Yeah, yeah. Yep.
Sometimes it just happens like that, dude. You don't even gotta rub it, you
You know
know?
what makes Kyle come? Fucking communist, dude.
When you're speaking of like the cover,
Metalcore communist. That's what gets Kyle going, dude.
love it, dude. Which speaking of, honestly, the cover of this single is just a
Just
black
whisper the
background.
just whisper the word Rupel into Kyle's ear. He'll fucking get hard immediately.
Just go, Alex terrible. And
You know what a Rupel is?
isn't it their currency
Their
over there?
currency, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
Um,
basically worthless.
well, dude, literally, I told you before the pod, but I'll say it again for the people here. It's the cover of this single. If you look it up, the song's called Conflict. It is literally a black background. It says conflict at the bottom, a parental advisory sticker at the top, and then Alex the Terrible just flexing, just looking oiled up, dude, holding a microphone in one hand, just flexing. It's oiled up, man, from the chest up. Like,
You're not doing yourself any favors right now. Like you're not even you're just digging this hole deeper.
I'm just saying, dude, like I wish I looked like that, man, and I never will. I don't have the
The way you're
determination.
acting about him right now, I'm telling you, if you went to Russia, be game over for you over there. Talking about another man like that, dude. Fucking, what are you, crazy?
Oh,
I
man.
think I'm gonna move to Russia, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are
Go
you gonna
be
do in Russia?
get the Russian comedy scene going.
You and Yakov?
Yeah. Just it'd be easy. You just don't make jokes about the government. Talk shit on America, which is also that's like half of what comedy is here in America.
Just basically do Yakov's shtick, but in like instead of be like in Mother Russia, just be like in the U.S. We just talk shit on the U.S.
Yeah.
In the U.S., they're into freedom. Is it that fucking stupid? Yeah.
Hell yeah. I get paid
Yeah.
50,000 rubles a show.
I don't even know the conversion on that.
I think that'd be like $20.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
is?
know. Let's find out. This is the
Yeah.
one thing I'm actually curious. How much is a ruble worth? Or just do
Ruble
$1
rubles.
to
It's rubles? You said
ruble.
rubles. It's rubles.
I think it's pronounced ruples.
Okay. So
Or it
let's
might be I'm
see.
thinking rupees from Legend of Zelda. Never
So you
mind.
said you'd get paid how many rubles? How many
I have
rubles?
50,000 a show.
50,000. Uh, so you are making 546 US dollars. That's not bad.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, but I can only do one
$546.45.
I can only do one show before I get sent to the gulag
Yeah.
and forced into years of hard labor.
Yeah. I mean, hey, 546 a show is not bad.
I would definitely slip up and be like, Putin's gay. Anyways,
Yeah.
it's just fucking just get locked up immediately in a Russian
You
prison, dude.
get, dude, not even. They just pull you on the street and shoot you. Like, you wouldn't make it to prison,
No, I think they'd
dude.
want me. I think they'd want me in the mines, man.
I don't know, man. I think they might just
I
gun
think
you
they'd
down.
sentence me to hard labor and then kill me.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, your sentence is over. Now it's time to die.
Bow.
Time
Yeah.
to die. Yeah, right. I don't know. I've been thinking about like where could I go right now where with the money that I have, I would be like wealthy or just even like considered like really well off. I'm like
Thailand.
wondering. Ghana. Ghana was one that I was like, I could actually make all the money I have in my bank account stretch in Ghana for about like 10 years.
Isn't Thailand super cheap?
Thailand, yeah, but I feel like I can't go over to Thailand and live there without people immediately being like, why are you moving to Thailand? Insinuating, you know? Definitely couldn't move over there.
You looking for lady boys, Jake? Is that what you're doing over there in
Yeah, that's
Thailand?
exactly
Is the
that's
lady
exactly what would
boys?
happen.
Yeah.
I would get that question. You can't even go visit Thailand without getting that question.
Yeah. Ashley wants to go to Thailand because you could do fucking like elephant tourism or whatever. Like you could go like fucking play with elephants and shit. And like she just she loves elephants. And she's
Yeah.
like, I want to like feed elephants and stuff. And I'm like,
Elephants are cool,
okay,
man.
yeah. I mean,
Elephants are sick. They look at us like we're like the same way that we look at like puppies. I'm not even kidding.
yeah, but Ashley has an unrealistic expectation of like what's gonna happen. Like she's like, I want to go over there and like feed the elephants and like sleep with them. I was like, they'll murder you. I was like,
Yeah, why
they
does she
will
think that
kill
she
you.
could take a
I was like,
nap with
you
an
can't
elephant?
sleep.
What the
I
fuck?
don't know. I don't know.
You might be able to feed it some stuff, you know,
Yeah,
get
you
sprayed
could
by its
definitely
trunk,
ride one. You know,
ride
like
one. Yeah.
yeah, but like, but she's like, I want to sleep with
I
the
want to take a
elephants. And
nap
I was
with
like,
the
you can't do
elephants.
that. They will crush you.
Roll over and just
Yeah, that's what
crush
I said.
your
I was like, they're gonna
spine.
roll over on you. Yeah.
That's cute.
Yeah, she wants to meet the baby elephants and shit. And they've got a lot of like that elephant tourism shit over in Thailand, I guess. It's like, and it's really affordable to do over there too. So
Well,
I don't know. I want to go to like, if I go over to
go.
Asia though, I want to go to like Japan.
Yeah.
It's futuristic, dude.
I'm gonna spite book that vacation for myself. I'm
Yeah.
gonna call you guys next week and be like, guess where I'm going? Thailand, elephant tourism. Ash was like, you like elephants too? I'm like, hate them. Fucking hate them, dude.
Actually, just go there to poison them.
Just going over here to settle the score,
Yeah.
actually.
No. Nah, she probably would be jealous
That would
of
be
you for
hilarious
being
to.
real.
Well, I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah.
It'd be psychotic to
Yeah,
book
no.
a spite vacation.
Yeah. I mean,
I
the
only
only
went here because I
time
knew you couldn't.
the only time a spite vacation is an acceptable thing to do is if you just went through a breakup and you know that person still follows you on social
That's funny.
media.
That's
That's
funny.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
okay.
that's actually my plan for my next relationship that I know will inevitably fail. Uh, I'm gonna immediately find out, be like, what's your like dream vacation? And I'm gonna pocket that information in the back of my mind until she, I don't know, cheats on me or something. And
And
then
then once you find out, book the vacation.
booking the
Tell her
vacation
she's
by
going.
myself.
No, tell her she's going first and then
Okay.
do the break. But only really book it for yourself because you know the breakup's coming, right? So you find out the relationship's failing, but you don't tell her you know. And then you go and be like, I booked a vacation for us. We're going to where you've always wanted to go. Get her hopes up and then
Have her
end it.
drive us to the airport and
Have-
then have Louie pop up in the back seat and be like, "You ready to go, Lou? You ready to go?" Just any random bro. I just bring one of the homies.
Yeah, or just once she gets there, be like, once she goes to like get you there and be like, oh shit, I forgot. I only have one ticket. Ha,
Yeah.
relationship's over.
Spite vacation,
Yeah.
dude.
Thanks
That's
for the
fun.
ride to the airport.
That's fun,
No,
dude.
she drives away with your bags.
Yeah. Actually, no, the best way would you get her into the airport and then you get all the way up to security and then when she goes to like get her passport, it's just cut in half. Like
Yeah.
I just snipped it right in half and it's not usable anymore. And like, guess you can't go.
Yeah. And then she's like, do you have my ticket? And be like, oh, I thought you booked your ticket.
I thought we were booking separate tickets. I don't know why.
Yeah, I said we were going on vacation. I didn't know you wanted me to book
We've
your ticket
we've
too.
always gone Dutch. I
Yeah.
thought that's what we were doing here.
I didn't know you wanted me to buy your ticket as well. I don't have that kind of income.
Yeah,
Oh man, I guess
that's
you
fun,
can't
dude.
go. So I
do
guess we
that.
should break up then. Like,
Yeah.
guess you can't go on the vacation. I suppose we should break up, I guess.
If I had to book a spite vacation on my last relationship, I would just be going to Disneyland, which it would suck.
No, it doesn't. Disneyland rules, dude.
No, it doesn't, dude. If you're, yeah, Disneyland rocks if you're fucking 10.
Or if you are an adult that likes that shit.
I don't.
I
I'm
do.
not a
So
big Disney adult, to be honest with
I'm
you.
more of a Universal adult, but I do enjoy Disney too.
Yeah, I would much rather go to fucking Universal Studios
They're
than
both a
Disney.
good time though. I'll be honest with you. You just gotta like
Definitely.
know what parks you're going to with Disney. Like Magic Kingdom is more aimed towards children, but like Hollywood Studios is more aimed towards adults, I think.
All right. Well, we'll book a vacation together and we won't bring Ashley. Spite
She'd be
vacation for the
so
boys,
mad
dude.
if I
Yeah,
went
she'd
to
probably
Orlando without
divorce
her.
you,
Yeah.
man.
If I went on any vacation without her, without asking her first, she'd be mad. But especially if I went to Orlando,
Yeah,
because she loves
that wouldn't
Orlando
pan out for
too.
you good.
No, yeah,
But
that'd be a divorce for sure.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be the end of it.
She would drive down there and serve you papers while you're in the teacups spinning
No,
around,
she'd
dude.
just move out while I'm gone.
Oh, okay.
I'd come home and there'd be no wife here anymore. Like, yeah,
Word.
yeah,
But hey,
which
man, I think
deservedly so, deservedly so.
yeah.
I will say,
But I think we should probably wrap this up, dude. I need to get some
yeah,
food in my system before
yeah, we got to
the
wrap it up.
shows.
Speaking of, my wife will be home very soon with dinner, so
Cool.
I'm getting Qdoba for dinner, dude.
Getting Qdoba. That's nice.
Yeah, dude, having some fucking
Is it
Qdoba and three
Qdoba or
cheese.
Qdoba?
Qdoba, whatever. Who cares? You know what I'm talking about. You know, the
Nice, dude.
better Chipotle. The Chipotle that doesn't charge
Uh,
you for cheese and guacamole.
yeah. No, you're right. Qdoba is better than Chipotle.
Yeah. They don't
They
charge
also
for
haven't
cheese and
had
guacamole.
they also haven't had like 15 different E. coli outbreaks, so that's pretty
Yeah,
pretty
I
good.
here's where I stand with it. I think Chipotle has better meat. I like their meat better, honestly. Like I think their stuff tastes a little fresher, but I like Qdoba pretty much just as well. And I like that they don't charge for like the cheese or the guacamole. So
Okay.
I think
Well,
Qdoba's better.
we'll do a tier ranking next week.
Yeah, it's
of
your
all
ranking.
your favorite fast foods. But all right, yeah, we got to go,
Yeah.
man. I gotta scram.
All right, everybody. Thank you for listening. This has been Unless You Live Hardcore. Follow us on Instagram at Unless You Live Hardcore. Follow me on Instagram at I am Kyle Forsyth. Come check out the Detroit House of Comedy, 313 Comedy at Detroit Shipping Company every single Sunday if you're in the Detroit area. Jake, what do you got?
I think you did enough plugs.
You don't want to plug
You
yours.
plugged like 5 things, so I don't want to like overload it with plugs.
Follow him at Comic Jake Ford. I'll plug it for him. That's
If
his
you follow me, I'm
Instagram.
gonna block you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna block you immediately.
Jake doesn't want to blow up. He wants to stay a small comedian.
I got enough fans.
Yeah. He's not trying to get into the club system or anything. He's
Yeah, I'm
good where he's at.
Pass.
Yeah. So
Pass.
don't
But all right,
don't
man.
follow him.
Don't
All right.
follow me. Yep. All right, guys. I'll
right.
see you later, Kyle.
Talk to you next week, everybody. Bye.